we saw where you were.
Yeah.
You know, I know sometimes it's tough to remember exactly the
No, I remember a lot of things about that race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But can you maybe tell us about that? Just how that last part of the race went for you?
Yeah, for that race could easily have been a disaster, one of those disaster races for me. It was a completely mental race for me. I was really ready to go, but I wasn't confident. I hadn't ran track really, real good quality track meet like that in a couple of years. And the early part of the race, I had so much self-doubt going in. I was at the back of the pack. I was just holding on to back, trying not to get dropped. And I was uncomfortable. It was so fast. We were running 61, 62-second laps, and I just felt like I was going to lose contact. And each time that happened, there would be a little gap open up of a few people, and I had to have that moment. There's those moments when you say, "This is fine for me. This is good enough." Or do you go around? And I would go around for the next group. Just keep moving through the crowd like that. And there were moments in the race, like when I come through 3K, and it was a good 80 meters probably before to the front of the race. And sometimes that can seem like the end of the race, but mentally, I had those moments like at 3K where I had to turn on the switch, and say, okay, I'm not losing the race here. I'm not out of it. And so coming into about 1,000 meters to go, I had maintained those positive thoughts that just kept me relaxed through the race. Things I had practiced, like mantras and stuff like that. And I had those little mantras. And coming in, I was catching people all of a sudden. And when you catch on fire like that, and you start picking off people, and you're going forward, and everybody else is going back, that's another huge adrenaline thing. And even coming in, I told them that's probably my greatest memory in a race, is the last lap of that race, coming around with 400 meters to go, and hearing the bell ring and see 11:56 on the clock, and I knew at that point that I'd break the American record, because I just was ready. I could feel it, like I wasn't gonna come undone, and my mind was it was on fire, and that's really such a special moment for me, coming around, seeing the clock, because I had had some mediocrity for a couple of years before, and just seeing